This is the new Cuisinart Extreme Brew 12-cup programmable coffee maker. This is the coffee maker for people who are impatient when it comes to waiting for their coffee, because it brews 25% faster with special engineering that's been designed inside to the product. So you get your coffee a lot faster than you normally would. It's really easy to use. First you have the lid with the shower head, which is how the water goes over your coffee. It has a removable permanent gold tone filter, or if you prefer, we also give you some starter paper filters to use. The only difference between the two is that when you use the reusable one, you tend to get a little more sediment, and people call it more of a European style coffee. So if you prefer less sediment, use the paper filters. It also comes with a charcoal water filter, which we have mounted inside here. Follow the instructions for that before you use it. And also there's a water window on the side, and the reservoir here is where you put the water. So I'm going to fill it up with some nice cold water. And then what we're going to do is I pre-measured this coffee, but you can actually, it's about 1 scoop per cup, and then obviously adjust it to your taste. So we're just going to put that in there. And now you have a couple of options. Obviously we're going to brew this right away, but you could program it any time in a 24-hour period. So now I'm going to press bold, and then you're going to turn it on brew, and then hit start. And it's going to start brewing. But there's lots of other great features that come with this coffee maker. It's 12 cups, like I mentioned, has a great carafe that's easy to handle. When you take it out while it's brewing, it will pause, in case you're really impatient. And the other thing that's great, it has carafe settings. So if you like your coffee to come out a little bit hotter, or if you don't add any milk at all to your coffee, you can set it on low. It also has a 1 to 4 cup setting if you're making less than 4 cups, and has a clean feature and function which helps to decalcify your coffee maker so that you get the best tasting coffee out of the Extreme Brew coffee maker. Has a beautiful finish, and like I mentioned, it's brand new, and it's really for those people who can't possibly wait the extra time for a cup of coffee.
Before using your brewer for the first time, you'll need to set the clock. From there, you can program the optional auto start timer on your brewer. First, plug in your brewer. The display will stay illuminated until the clock has been set, or up to 1 minute after the brewer has been plugged in. The display will flash 12 a.m. until the clock has been set. To set the clock, press the hour and minute buttons on the right of the display. When choosing the hour, be sure the AM or PM is correct. Once you've selected the time, immediately press the program button to set the clock. If you don't press the program button right away, the time will change back after 5 seconds to 12 a.m. To change the clock after it has been plugged in and you've already set it, press and hold either the hour or minute button for 5 seconds. The display will flash and allow you to reset the clock. Once the time on the display stops flashing, the clock has been reset. As a quick note, some versions of our user guide state that the colon on the time reading does not flash. We apologize for this error, but the colon will continue to flash even after the time has been set. With our digital brewers, you have the option to program a timer to brew your coffee at a later time. Once you've set the clock on your brewer, you can then set the timer for auto start mode. First, press the program button. The button and time on the display will begin to flash. Select the time that you would like your brewer to automatically brew by using the hour and minute buttons. Pay close attention to whether you set the time for AM or PM. Press the program button once to save the auto start time. If you don't press program after 5 seconds, the selected time will be automatically saved for the auto start timer. The program button will remain illuminated to indicate that auto start mode is activated. You can press the program button while it's illuminated to check or change the time you've selected for auto start. Prepare your brewer to brew. Your brewer will now brew at the program time. Once the brew cycle is complete, the light on the program button will turn off, indicating that the brewer is no longer in auto start mode. The selected timer will remain programmed as long as the brewer stays plugged in. You will need to reactivate the auto start mode after each brew cycle by pressing program twice. If you'd like to completely deactivate the timer, press the on-off button twice. Thank you for using Bonavita brewers.
This is the Cuisinart Automatic Grind and Brew Coffee Maker. You can't get a fresher cup of coffee when you use this coffee maker. It has a grinding chamber where you put your beans, and it has an integrated mechanism that then automatically grinds those beans and dispenses them into the filter basket. You really get the freshest, most flavorful coffee possible. It has a lot of other great features too. It has a clock right here. It has a 1 to 4 cup setting, and that is special for making, lesser cups of coffee because it adjusts the way that it's brewed so you still get a great flavor. It has an hour button, a minute button, so you can use that to set your clock. Has a grind off feature, so for any reason, if you run out of whole beans and you don't want to use the grinding mechanism, you can shut that off. It's totally programmable for 24 hours in any given day, and it also has an auto off feature, so you can set it to automatically go off between 0 minutes and 4 hours. This way you don't have to worry about forgetting to shut your coffee maker off. Let me show you some of the internal mechanisms. Right here, this is your bean chamber. This is where you're going to put your whole beans. If you fill it right up to the rim here, that's exactly the amount of beans that you need to make a full pot of coffee. It's going to put the lid back on, and you'll notice this is the chute. This is where the ground beans come out. To put that back in there. This is your water filter holder. We also give you a water filter, which you have to prepare, so follow the instructions in your manual. Generally, it includes soaking and rinsing the filter to activate it. And then you're going to open this up, put the filter in here, close it, and then just mount it inside the coffee maker. This is where your water goes. I'm just going to close the lid. Then I'm going to open this part here. This is where your filter basket is. And we give you a permanent filter to get started. This is reusable. Just dump your grounds, rinse it out, let it dry, and you can use it over and over again. If you prefer to use paper filters, this coffee maker takes cupcake style filters. You just put it right in there, and that's how you get started. We give you some to get you going. You just put that back in. This is the lid, and you'll notice in the top of the lid there's a hole. This is where the ground beans get into your filter basket. That's how that happens. Just close this, and there you have it. Here's your carafe. This is a 12-cup carafe. It has a really nice ergonomic handle, has a knuckle guard here so your fingers and knuckles never touch the hot glass. The other thing is it has a brew pause function so that if you need to sneak a cup because you're impatient and can't wait, you can do that during the brewing cycle and then just place it back in there and it'll keep on brewing. So there you have it, the 12-cup automatic grind and brew coffee maker. You can't possibly get a fresher cup of coffee.
This brewer blends a proven design with practical features. Select from 3 cup sizes and brew your perfect beverage every time in under a minute. The K-Classic brewer has a 48-ounce removable reservoir for even more brewing between refills. You can program the brewer to turn off automatically 2 hours after the last brew, helping to save energy. The drip tray holds a full 8-ounce accidental brew for easy cleanup. On the go, simply remove the drip tray to accommodate a travel mug. Using the K-Classic brewer is simple and convenient. Just pop in your favorite K-Cup pod and select your brew size to enjoy a perfect brew every time.